This is not an in-depth tutorial. This video will show you a few material setups that work well with a Sims model. I'll also include more material tutorials in the description that can explain the process way better than me. Before getting started on the material setup, I usually separate the Sim mesh into different parts. You can separate the mesh by going to Edit mode, and selecting the vertices, faces, edges of what you want to separate. When you're done, click Mesh, Separate, Selection. I usually separate by skin, clothes, accessories, and etc. This makes it easier to keep track of different materials and mesh editing. This is a material setup for Des 3D to Blender by Diffamorphic. It uses a diffuse, bump, and specular map. You can also use a SSS map, but I decided not to use it. For the diffuse map, I edited the scale of the skin texture. It's 4096 by 8192 px. Why? Because I can't stand the texture atlas for Sims 4, it's way too small. I also scaled up the face, which means I needed to edit the UVs, so they match up to the texture. The really basic way and the way I make a specular and bump map, is to open the skin texture up in a picture editing program, make it grayscale, and adjust the curves and levels. And if I ever need a normal map, I use Normal Map Online, which you can find on the interwebs. This is a material that I got from the Des to Blender Bridge plugin. I'm only using a diffuse, specular, bump, and normal map for this, but you can use all the texture options or less. Honestly, Eevee annoys me to no end because I'm not skilled with it. I usually use Real Skin Shader V2 on Blender Market, or Skin Shader for Blender Cycles/Eevee on Gumroad. As for a material you can make yourself, I would try the diffamorphic material and edit it to your liking. To finalize my sim, I edited her mesh a little, replaced the textures for her eyes, and subdivided the mesh. Before I subdivided, I fixed the seams between the face and body. To do this, make sure the face and body are one mesh. Then go to Edit mode, Mesh, Clean Up, Merge by distance. This isn't perfect because the skin texture isn't seamless. If you don't clean up the mesh before subdividing, there'll be a bunch of holes and other weirdness.